my second flight, I was the pilot on STS-95. Kurt Brown was the commander, and that was the flight that John Glenn went back up into space 36 years after flying Mercury. And when John went up on his first flight, they had very little, a few ground tracking stations here and there, but it was going to be the first time an American was going to orbit the Earth. And so on one of his passes, one of the things that happened is the city of Perth in Western Australia, they decided that since it was going to be a night pass over Perth, they were going to light up the entire city so that when John flew over the city, he would be able to see it from space. And so sure enough, he gets airborne, and the city of Perth lights up all the lights, and he gets to see it from space. Well, we're launching on STS-95, and the city of Perth basically lets us know they're going to go do the same thing again 36 years later for John. And so we get airborne, and this is early into the flight. I think it's we'd gone on orbit, we'd gone through post-insertion where we reconfigure the vehicle, and I want to say it's about 4 or 5 hours into the flight. We're going to have this night pass over Australia, and that's the pass that the city of Perth is going to have all their lights on. And so I'm up on the flight deck with Kurt, and we're starting to pass over Australia. Of course, you're moving 5 miles a second, so the ground goes underneath you pretty quickly. And so we're looking for Perth, and we know where we are in the flight plan. We know what our ground track is. Unfortunately, it looks like all of Australia is under cloud cover. And so we have John up on the flight deck too, and we're desperately looking for Perth. And so I'm looking out the pilot's windows. We're kind of payload day to the Earth attitude flying over Australia. And I can see the coastline coming. I'm thinking we're going to miss it because all of Western Australia is under cloud cover. And so right as we're just going over the coast, there's one area in all of Western Australia that is not covered by clouds, and it happens to be the city of Perth. And I can see the lights of Perth with clouds surrounding the lights. And so we saw it, we managed to get John's eyes on it, and then at that point, rather than watching the ground and watching Perth, I started watching John, because I thought, here I am, fortunate enough to be watching history repeat itself. He did this 36 years ago, and now I'm getting to watch John watch the ground and go over Perth 36 years later. And so I remember that, every bit of that moment, because I got the chance to essentially watch history repeat itself. And I think John's comment when we flew over Perth, he looked down and he said, "Wow, Perth is a lot bigger than the last time I saw it."